Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension, and today we are going to see what is coming your way for the week of September 28th to October 4th, okay? Last week was definitely a little bit of uncertainty and fear about like, okay, what am I doing next? What's coming my way? Which way do I go? And pairing that with the new moon in Virgo solar eclipse, I think there was a lot of just reevaluation going on. I don't think it has to be fear based, but I think because of the prior energy of a lot of things being let go of, we just wanted to make sure I just want to make sure I'm not going towards the wrong thing here, you know. So hopefully we're feeling better this week. Hopefully we have more clarity, more trust in our path. So let's see. Let's see what's going on. Now, this is a collective reading, so just take what feels right for you, leave the rest behind, and check out your September reading if you have not already. Okay? All right. Okay. So we do have the Moon card, the Chariot, the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. Okay. I do feel like there was still a bit of confusion here. You might have been trying to hold on to a certain story or path that you were really wanting, but you're being encouraged to loosen your grip on this. With the King of Cups, you're definitely, I think the tight grip is because you desire stability, you desire clarity. You know, there's been a lot of confusion and unexpected things happening the past month. So I think moving forward, you're like, okay, can we please not do that again? And so now you're just being a lot more cautious. It's okay to be cautious, just don't be fearful, okay? Because with the Moon card and the Chariot, I do feel like there is a lot of like just second guessing and fear surrounding this forward movement in this next chapter. But we do have the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. So it lets me know that things are going to be working out for you. The sun's going to be shining. There's going to be joy and happiness, but you can't see that yet, understandably so. So I feel Spirit is encouraging you, still take the steps you need to take, maybe loosen the grip, maybe loosen the expectations, and just allow this to unfold before you because the universe has your back. All right. Let's see what's going on. All right, Spirit, let's get us together. What's going on for September 28th to October 4th? Please and thank you. Let's see, September 28th through October 4th. All right, let's see what we got going on. Okay, we have the Two of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Page of Wands. Okay, then we have Judgment, the Queen of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Swords, Justice, and the Sun card. Okay. I will say the Sun card has come out like the past 3 or 4 readings, so you are going towards joy, optimism, clarity, all that stuff, okay? Let's get into it though. All right. So with the Two of Swords, the Nine of Wands, you're definitely feeling very guarded. I think there is a lot of fear surrounding you right now just because, again, of what has been going on this past month and just wanting to make sure you get it right in this next chapter. I need you to have a little bit more trust though, okay? Because this also reminds you of your strength and your determination. You know, no matter how hard something was or how easy it might have been to just fold and just, you know, stay in your comfort zone, you didn't allow that to happen. So trust that, you know, if you're able to get through this obstacle, then you're going to be able to, you know, redefine yourself and recreate a life for yourself as well. You have to have more trust in yourself and let your track record prove to you that you can do anything you set your mind to. Okay? So let's learn a little bit more about that Two of Swords, Nine of Wands energy. Yeah, tell me more about that. Ooh, we have the star card with the 5 of Wands. Okay, yeah. I feel like you're protecting yourself. Okay. The star to me is someone who's very vulnerable. You know, she's naked on the card, which shows like how vulnerable, how raw, how authentic she is. And I think because you came from so much conflict and chaos, you don't want to put yourself in a sticky situation again. I feel like you have been working a lot on yourself, which is why I'm not surprised to see you showing up as a star card. But again, like know that whenever you do that work on yourself, there's so much that comes with it, you know? It helps you recognize what's not for you, what is for you. You know, your spidey senses are a bit stronger, your intuition, your connection with spirit is stronger, you're wiser, you know. So I feel like you need to give yourself more credit for that. And of course, protect your energy, but it doesn't have to be from a state of fear, but from a state of trust. Okay. It's kind of like whenever, like I was, like, for example, I was selling a camera on Facebook Marketplace a year ago or so. And I had to meet somebody somewhere to give it to them. And of course, it's scary to go and meet somebody, a stranger on the internet, and sell them something and like expect them to have the cash, like, obviously. But I know I'm protected by the universe. I know I am. And even if something went awry there, of course I'd be upset and hurt and emotional, but I would know that it happened for a reason. You know what I mean? So trust that the universe isn't going to give you something that's not meant for you. And also, if you're moving from a place of fear and worry, that's what you're going to attract to you. Okay. The universe is always saying yes to you. So you want to be very particular about what it is you're putting out there. You know, if you say, oh, there's something that's going to happen, that something's going to come and get me, the universe is going to be like, okay, weird request, but we'll make it happen if that's what you want, you know? Or you could move with an energy of, I know I can't control other people, everyone has free will, but I know I'm protected. I know the universe loves me and wants me to succeed and win. And you can even imagine like a white bubble surrounding you when you leave your house or when you're going towards new things. Just manifest from a space of faith, not fear. Okay, so we do have the Page of Wands and Judgment, Scorpio energy there. So there could be some sort of news coming in, whether good news or bad news, we'll see. But I also feel like this could be you making a decision and just kind of sticking to it, even if you're not sure how it's going to pan out. I feel like this is you kind of renewing that faith. But let's see. Some sort of news, some sort of decision, possibly. Okay, also, by the way, with the Six of Swords, the Empress at the bottom of the deck for this, what we were just talking about with the Star card, you're going towards abundance. You're going towards a beautiful life. So don't even worry about it, okay? But tell me more about the Page of Wands and Judgment. Oh. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Okay. Oh, okay. So there could be somebody coming back in with an apology again. I feel like this has been a reoccurring thing. Like this person keeps going back and forth and realizing new things and reflecting on their own actions. But with the Queen of Swords, again, you're not having it with this energy. Like you're just like, okay, I know what you did. I was there, you know? And it is nice to receive apologies. But sometimes for me it's like, okay, I appreciate the apology and the acknowledgement. But I feel like, especially in this situation, I feel like people are doing it more for themselves rather than for you, because I don't feel like you need that. I feel like you just want to feel safe. You just want to feel, protected and like nobody's going to try and come and get you and be weird towards you. So for you, change action, change behavior is the greatest apology. You're like, okay, great. You keep apologizing every week, but then you keep being crazy. It's like, just let me know which one you're on, right? Let's see about it. I want to know more about the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Let's see, though. Yeah, see, the person that caused all this hell for you. They are very much in their head and in their own world about what it is that they've done. Yeah, like I feel like they realized they did have something special. They did have a solid family, but then they kind of squandered it. So now they're like, golly, now what? Oops, you know? Tell me more about the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. This person may want a new start with you. You're not going to give them a new start though. Like that's crazy, honestly. That is crazy. I'm not going to lie. Like everything that they've put you through, because I'm talking about the past few readings, 3 or 4 or 5 have been like someone did something very horrible and then they realize that was a mistake and now you're growing and thriving and they're like, ooh, that was a mistake. Okay, tell me more about the Ace of Pentacles here. They could also be coming in like offering you, see the 5 of Pentacles wanted to flip over, offering you some money or something. Let's see. We have the 3 of Pentacles, the Magician, the Tower, the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, this person saw that you made lemons out of lemonade. Like you were really able to recover and thrive after this situation, but they're still not sure how to get there. And I feel like they want guidance. They're using you as inspiration, which maybe was the whole theme of the relationship, of the connection, whatever this is. And you had enough of it. You know, you're the star. Okay. This person's showing up as a knight. None of that makes sense, right? So it's natural for this person to feel less than and to take it out on you, but well, yeah, it's natural. But they didn't have to do that, and they're reaping the repercussions of it. So what's new? Yeah, it's like they're having a lot of regret when it comes to what they've done to this connection. But again, that's for them to figure out. You know, I just feel like they've put you through the ringer and you're not. See, yeah, the 5 of Pentacles, you know, they really abandoned you and neglected you and they didn't expect you to rebuild how you did. But because you did, now they want to come talk to you. You know, like if their little plan worked, they'd be happy and, you know, like dancing on your grave. So it's like, I don't know. That's just me. It is. Okay, let me speak from a spiritual aspect. You know, like it is good to accept forgiveness and to, you know, let things go and to show love and compassion. But I'm the kind of person I can show you love from a distance now because you had my love up close and personal and that wasn't good enough for you. So that's just how I am. Do what you want to do, though. Okay. We do have the Queen of Cups here. So I feel like there is going to be a lot of introspection for you, but not in the way this person's having to go through it. I think that you are really seeing things from a bird's eye view, especially if this person's coming back with apologies or asking for advice or whatever. You're like, wow, this person really has been struggling. And, you know, I was a really solid piece in this person's life, but, you know, they didn't want it. So what am I supposed to do? You know? Let's see. Tell me more about the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Okay, we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, the Death card. Yeah, I just feel like this person keeps coming back because they're very uncertain about their life and what to do moving forward and how you've managed to overcome everything. But I mean, with the Death card here, like you are not interested, you know, like you've closed this chapter and you've accepted that it is what it is and it unfolded how it unfolded. And they got the ball rolling on this. So it's very interesting that it's like kind of playing out like this. I'm not surprised though, because, you know, I do think you're a very powerful person and you have very magnetic, positive, beautiful light energy. And so, of course, when people don't have that themselves and they don't have someone to kind of siphon it from, they're going to miss it and they're going to come back around. You know, that's That's their role in this. They're supposed to do that. Your role is to set your boundaries and decide for yourself what you want in your life. And I don't think it's this, all this back and forth is too much. Okay, we have the moon, the lovers, the four of cups. Yeah, it's like this person keeps coming back around because they have a lot of regret and they have a lot of, like, they don't know how to sit with this. Now that the dust is settled, they're like, uh-oh. But that's for them to figure out, like, that's on them. Okay. We have the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. So in the past couple readings, the Hierophant and like the protagonist, no, the antagonist energy in these readings has been the King of Pentacles. So I see it coming back around. Okay. So this could represent your fear surrounding your stability and your security, especially, going towards new chapters and things like that. You could be feeling, kind of shaky. This could also be this other person who, again, the dust is settled and they're sitting here and they're like, uh-oh, and maybe they are feeling really alone and struggling with anxiety and things like that as well, which I don't wish that on anybody. But it's also like, you made your bed, now you got to lay in it. And yeah, it's a big bed and you're the only one in it and it's lumpy and dusty, but that's what you asked for. All right. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. Let's see. We have the Emperor and the Hanged Man. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so I feel like this could have been an energy of you questioning, like, now that I'm on this new chapter, how am I going to afford the lifestyle I used to have? Or, how am I going to have that stability and security and things like that? But I feel like there's been a big shift for you, with the Emperor. Again, I said this last reading. The King of Pentacles is great. He's very secure, very stable, very generous. But the Emperor, he's got a whole kingdom behind him. Like, the king works for the Emperor. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're realizing that this, even though this has been a difficult time, it is what's best for you. And it is something that has really made you resourceful, made you know how to embrace challenge and move forward with confidence. Yeah, I just feel like you surrendered to this situation and you came out on top. Even though there were moments where you were questioning, I think it worked out for you. Tell me more about this King of Pentacles specifically. Yeah, Six of Cups, the World card, Wheel of Fortune here, the Chariot. This is a situation where you're leaving the past in the past, like relying on someone else or this person being like the number one guy in the group, like that's coming to a close, like you have leveled yourself up during this heartbreak, during this pain. And, maybe a lot of people doubted if you'd be able to do it, but you did it, right? And things are really turning in your favor and you're learning a lot and you're gaining a lot of confidence. And I'm really proud of you, Anything else for the Hanged Man, the Emperor? Oh, we have the Ace of Cups. There's also the Two of Cups here. So this could, even be someone new coming into your life, right? And there could be anxiety because of what you've experienced in the past. But I do see a new connection coming through here. And if this isn't a romantic thing for you, then maybe it's a new friendship, a new work environment, new kind of people that are like family to you that you're meeting. But I do see a lot of love pouring in, and that's because you've chosen to walk away from the things that just weren't fulfilling for you, even though there were a lot of memories, a lot of time. It just it reached its limit here. So Yeah, I feel like things really are turning around for you. And I think a big part of this was like kind of the universe testing you and saying like, okay, let's send the person back again. One more time. One more time. And one more time. And every time you passed the test, you said, "Okay, like I want the best for you, but I'm not in that story. I tried to be in that story. You weren't having it, so now I'm not having it." All right, we have the Ace of Swords and Justice. So I see a lot of truth, a lot of clarity, some victory, some triumph, especially if this is involving a divorce or a legal matter of some sort. I see it working out in your favor. But yeah, it feels like you're feeling better towards the end here, and that's very good. Because I feel like this person's energy is something that bogs you down a lot, which I get. There's a lot of roots here. There's a lot that is influencing it. And now I feel like you fully let it go. So now you're feeling a lot better and just feeling clear. I like it. Okay. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords and Justice. Could be dealing with a Libra, an Aries, Scorpio. Ace of Swords, Justice. Could be dealing with a Leo as well. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Moon card. So you could be seeing a lot of nines right now. Yeah, where there was a lot of uncertainty surrounding your stability, your next chapter, being able to rely on yourself, being self-sufficient. I feel like it's getting clear now, like especially when you see like how this other person is unfolding versus you realize, even though maybe that person was the breadwinner, or maybe that person was the more outgoing one, or the more adventurous one, or the one that people went to for guidance, like at the end of the day you were the rock. You know what I mean? Like you really held it down. And I think this person did not realize that. And maybe that made you not realize it within your own self. But now that you've had some space and you see how things are playing out, you realize your power now. I love that. All right, last card here. We have the Sun. I love it. That's a great way to end it. Again, with the Leo energy. But yeah, this is a lot of clarity. This is a lot of happiness and optimism and joy, inner child healing. And again, if this involves children, the children are healing. Like everything's coming together and everyone's feeling better, feeling lighter, moving forward, like there's no more revisiting, going back. Like we're done with that. Tell me more about the Sun. Ten of Wands, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords. Absolutely. Because listen, you were put through the ringer, okay? You were hurt. You were expected to, be stabbed in the heart and carry it all with grace. And, you were trying to fight and make it work. And it wasn't worth the energy. It was way too much. So, of course, you deserve a vacation. You deserve some self-care. You deserve to feel the sun shining on you, okay? Because at the end of the day, with the Ten of Swords, you're not giving your energy to this for one more second, all right? This person chose to do this, so they can stick with it, and you're going to stick with what you're doing, right? And it's not to say that there isn't love, that there isn't understanding, that you're mad or angry. You're just tired, Like you didn't choose for this to happen. This wasn't your idea. So I don't feel like you're obligated to clean up the mess now. And by the way, you were cleaning up your mess. You were working on yourself. This other person doesn't realize how much you did for them. That's not on you. You know what I mean? It's done. This is done. So, very cool. All right. We're going to close it out with an oracle message, and that'll be that. If this resonated, let me know with a like, a comment. Definitely subscribe and share this video with a friend if you would like. Okay. This one's going to get... Sometimes I talk too fast and then I trip on my words. But that just means I'm excited, so it's okay. All right. This one is going to hit some of us in the heart, though. Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And then we also have adversity at the bottom of the deck. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. See, this is all about you learning right now. Okay, it's hard, it's difficult, it feels unfair and confusing, but you're learning. You're learning a lot right now. So welcome it. Welcome the challenges, welcome the failure, welcome the feelings of being disappointed, and let that show you how much you really wanted this to work. Let that show you how much you were willing to dedicate to this situation. And know that it takes two to tango. You can't dance by yourself. I mean, you can literally, but like in this situation, y'all know what I'm saying, you know? So it sucks and it's painful and it's hard, it's difficult, but that's how you learn. It's the greatest teacher. Sometimes you got to run into a wall to realize, ooh, I don't like that. You know, you got to put your hand on the stove to be like, ooh, that's hot. You know, you learned, didn't you? And this other person, they'll get it figured out. Best way to learn. All right, that is your reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys would like more from me, I have all of my social media down below in the description box. I also have my website if you'd like to book a personal reading, a soul alchemy ceremony. I specialize in shadow works. That's where we turn your pain into power. And if you'd like to sign up for my newsletter, if you sign up, you get a meditation sent to you. And it's just a good way to get the readings and the videos directly to you. And I always pair them with more spiritual guidance so we can kind of dive a bit deeper on it. All right. But thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.